Hey guys, thanks for clicking on my video. Before I really get started, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the positive feedback I got on my last vlog. Some of you might not know that I've had a vlog channel separate from my beauty channel, and I thought I would just bring it all together because it just makes sense to have it all in one place. But I really appreciate all the positive feedback and all the thumbs up. That really meant a lot to me, and all the comments and everything like that, so super cool of you guys to do that. It was fun to go through. Today I'm doing an all drugstore makeup tutorial, and I'm so excited because there was a lot of times where I've been like dipping in both kind of high-end and drugstore, but I've never done like maybe I have. Today I just wanted to challenge myself and do all drugstore, and it was actually very easy. It wasn't challenging at all. A lot of the stuff that I own is from the drugstore. I really enjoy like the instant gratification of buying something in the drugstore. I also sometimes enjoy returning it so I can get something else at the drugstore. If you love Walgreens, if you love Target, if you love the drugstore section at Ulta, then you will probably like this tutorial because you probably have a couple of things in your collection that I'm wearing today. So if you want to see how I do this entire makeup, then just keep watching. For my moisturizer, I'm using this Budescu lotion. It's good for really all skin types. I actually bought this in like, it's not really the drugstore section of Ulta, but I figure the price is pretty much damn near drugstore. And then for my primer, I'm using the Baby Skin from Maybelline. I haven't used this in a while, but it does such a good job of mattifying certain areas of my face. Now for my foundation, I'm using a lighter Pro Glow L'Oreal foundation with a deeper L'Oreal True Match foundation. I liked the way these looked together. So that's pretty much how I do things when I'm kind of in between colors. I kind of mix the dark and the light. I was having a hard time finding which drugstore concealer to use because I have so many, but I chose the Maybelline one. I really like this one. I haven't used it in a while because, again, I've been a little bit tanner, but I think if you really blend it through, it'll work. And the color I'm using is in medium 40. I really like this concealer a lot, though. So now, to highlight even more, I'm using the Wet n Wild highlighting pen. This one is like a perfect kind of like happy medium, I think it's called. And I like to use this to kind of like highlight certain areas of the face. But if ever you have a foundation that's a little bit too dark, you can always fix that problem by using a lighter concealer to balance everything out. There's always a way to make a darker foundation work for you or a lighter foundation work for you. I'd rather have a darker foundation though, because that I feel like you can fix a little bit better. So anywho, I'm setting my face with the Airspun, which you can get at Walgreens. I do like the way this looks when I'm a little bit lighter, which I haven't been using a ton, but right now it totally works underneath the eye. I think it does help to really make sure you buff it away and use it with a damp beauty blender to make sure it doesn't like lay too much on the skin. Now I'm using this Maybelline powder all over my face. For some reason, I haven't been using this powder for a long time, and I don't know why, because it's awesome and it's really smooth. It reminds me so much of the Studio Fix Studio Fix powder by MAC. For my brows, I'm using the same old, one of my favorites that I've used for a long time. It's the NYX Brow Pencil. And then I'm using the same concealer highlighting pen to clean up my brows. I really love using this particular product for my brows because it's just easy to kind of lay the product on there and then sharpen it up with a different brush. I've used to do this a lot with one of my other highlighting pens from MAC. And if you guys have never seen my comparison video between this one and the MAC one, you should check it out because this one is kind of a steal and it's very, very easy and very, very comparable. So what I then do is I put it all over my eyeballs, just act as my primer, and then I'm setting it with a powder. The powder will be the difference for my stuff and my shadows to crease or not. If I don't use that, it will crease. So now I'm using my bronzer, the L'Oreal Glam Glow from L'Oreal. I feel like I always do that. And I use this for my kind of transition color. I really love using a bronzer for my transition color. I do it all the time. I think it just makes everything look very cohesive, but it also saves a step and it saves an extra, 2 seconds to find something different for an eyeshadow. You can just use your bronzer because it's already out most likely. Now for the lid color, I'm kind of doing a smoky eye type of look. I just love smoky eyes. Any variation of smoky eye will do. This one's a Maybelline color tattoo, and I'll put the names, all the names below. I really like using these ones in particular with my fingers because they're just so much creamier when you lay it on with your finger, and then I blend it out with a blender brush. And then I'm using the like pressed pigment versions of their line. This one's from L'Oreal, and I just think that the way these shine and shimmer, it's just so like, it's just easy to use. It's really like you can't mess it up. It's foolproof. So I just make sure to blend the outer edge with a fluffy blending brush. Again, I'm going to put all the names of everything that I use below, all the way when you scroll all the way down on my description box. For my eyeliner, I just wanted it to be matte. I didn't want to deal with any of the shiny ones that I have left over from my Declutter eyeliner series. So I just stuck with what I knew would work, and that's the NYC Liquid Liner. It's very tricky for me to use. I'm not the best at it, but I think all of these eyeliners, whether it's a pencil or a gel liner or a liquid liner or a felt tip or a pencil, honestly, all of them take practice. So just know that I was never always this good, and I still am not sometimes pretty good at it. So it does take practice. And then I actually had to go back and forth several times because I was making one thicker. I was almost going to turn into a panda bear. That's how it be sometimes. All right, now I'm taking my bronzer brush from e.l.f. and then using that with my bronzer from L'Oreal to really warm up my face. I love to do this part first before any kind of contour. I haven't really been doing contour a lot lately. I just like the look of bronzer in the cheekbone area. I think it just gives a really warm structure to the face without looking so like muddy, and it could go wrong really fast. And this is also a good way to kind of disguise a too light foundation. All right, now I just used the Airspun and I threw it in the very, very upper back edge of my cheekbones and then clean it up right away. That's my way to clean it up. I don't really bake too much with it because then it can look really ashy and really bad. All right, now I'm taking this rose blush from Milani. I love these a lot. I like these in particular because they are matte, so they don't have any shimmer. There's some, I believe, that do have a shimmer with limited edition one, but this one in particular is matte, and I just love matte everything, almost everything. I'm putting a little blush in my nose just to kind of create some kind of dimension, otherwise my nose disappears. And then for my drop shadow, I'm using the Suede 24-hour base, just rubbing it down on my eyes. Then for my highlighter, I'm using the Physicians Formula one in Vegas Strip. I really like this one. I think also it helps to really buff in the highlighter onto your cheek because this particular one can be a little bit gritty and glittery. For my mascara, I'm using the Stiletto, Lash Stiletto from Loreal, Maybelline. And this one is non-waterproof, so it's actually much more comfortable. It's easier to take off as opposed to the waterproof version. Then just because I had it out and I actually have been using this a lot lately, I'm using the Essence Brow. It's a Give Me Brow type of product that's a Benefit dupe. And I really like it. It makes my brow hairs kind of stay because my brow hairs can be a little crazy sometimes, which I'm okay with. Now I'm using the drugstore, actually more than a drugstore, it's like beauty supply store, and I'm using those end lashes just to kind of amp up the look a little bit. I really like doing this because it's just so much easier. It's not that difficult to put on your eyes if you're using end lashes. That's, I think, a good way to start if you're practicing with false lashes. Now for my lipstick, I'm using this lipstick from Jordana. I just love these formulas from Jordana. They kind of came and went, but they're very sneakily in Walgreens. So if you happen to be in a Walgreens, look for the Jordana lipsticks. The other matte ones are really good. They're very creamy. They don't really have a shine per se, but they are so comfortable on the face. Or on the lips, I should say, not my face. For my face though, I'm going to be spraying the Maybelline kind of mister. You have to be so careful because I've messed up my makeup plenty of times spraying it too close to my face. So make sure you spread it further away. And this is a good way to get your highlighter just a little bit pumped up by adding it after the finishing spray. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that beginning to end tutorial using all drugstore. I love drugstore. I have a lot of fun videos coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'll be posting 2 beauty videos a week as well as a vlog on the weekend. So hopefully you guys are into that schedule. I'm excited about it as well. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.